So, Eckhart Tolle's description of his moment of enlightenment is very interesting because it very clearly shows the non dual state. And some interesting things about it. It shows how simple it is to step into non duality in that moment when you just go, oh. So he's sitting around, he's very depressed. We hear a lot of, you know, most of the story centers on that, but it's really kind of the most unimportant part of the story. And he thinks, I can't take myself anymore. And then stops for a second. It's like, wait a minute. How many people are in here? I can't take myself anymore. I, myself. What is this self? And if you look at that, that's the thing, obviously, that he can't take anymore. That not you bit of a human. What's this I that can't take that? This, that, this, me. And then you get, me, this, that, I am. That thing that you can't take is just a projection. It doesn't exist. I, me, this. The one who sees. Step into that. I can't take myself anymore. I don't need myself, that myself thing. I am nothing. Projection is a million things, millions and millions and millions of mostly horrible things. I step into that obviousness. It doesn't need the Great Depression that went with it anymore. And it could be any non-dual statement that helps you to see this. I love myself. I love myself. First of all, sidebar, you'll notice that any sort of spiritual teachings that's about I love myself has to be repeated over and over and over again because we don't love that thing, that self thing. It's horrible. Eckhart was honest with himself, and that's why he went into this deep depression, that this myself thing was like, that's a horrible, nasty projection, untrue thing that shouldn't be in charge of your life. So it could be the same. I love myself. I love myself. How many are in here? I mean, just sit and think about it for a while. What part of yourself do you love? Or what's doing this loving? What's even seeing it at all? What sees? Step into that. I love myself. Forget about the self. I'm proud of myself. two things, right? Can you get the sense of how non-duality works? These two things don't work well together. Self, 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 self always wants to be in charge. A simple silent part of you that's it's not assertive, it's not loud, but it is you. This self thing, this second thing, this other thing can change and change and change and change. You can like it one minute, hate it another minute. It's like, oh, I made a mistake. Terrible. Why did I do that? Terrible thing. Or who am I? Who? Who am I? Who am I? Ah, I'm the one asking that question. Silly question. Who am I? I can't take myself anymore. I can't take myself. Don't need to. I love myself. Don't need to. That. Hariyom Tat Sat. Truth unspeakable.